Hi again everybody, welcome to my latest video. Well, this is going to be another quick product review. It's my first keyboard. It's a keyboard and mouse combination actually, a wireless version of it, 2.4 gigahertz. It's from a company named Chesona. They're based in Asia. They provided this to me at no charge so that I could review it, but they do not get to review this video, or do they have any input in terms of what I'm going to cover here or how I'm going to cover it. So it's going to be a totally independent review. So I'm going to open this up, but I'm also going to do a comparison between this and the last keyboard that I bought that's very close to this, which is my Logitech keyboard that I have on my new PC that everybody has seen me build in the past. Very similar. And I'm going to compare it to this. And I also have a full mechanical keyboard, one that I bought a while ago on sale that I have yet to use. It's a backup. I like mechanical keyboards, although the one that I use right now on my daily driver PC is not fully mechanical. It simulates a mechanical keyboard, this Cooler Master one that I have. But I'm not going to get into that right now because I think it has some issues. Over time, it didn't have it initially. Anyway, that's what I'm going to do. So let me open this up and see what's in here, and we'll take it from there. Okay. Open this guy up. See what's in here. It actually has a pretty good feel to it. It has a good weight to it. I like that. Of course, the keys are not mechanical. They're low profile press keys, just like the Logitech one. Not a very, high cost. You can't really change them to anything. I wouldn't consider it a gaming keyboard by any stretch of the imagination. Looks like it has a battery pack over here. Let me open this up and see what it looks like. Whoa, no batteries. Is there batteries in the box? I don't see any. Let me open up the mouse. So, see what we got here. Looks almost exactly like the Logitech. Oh, no batteries either. It looks like I'm going to need like 3 AA batteries, so I'll have to go get those before I can test it. That's a little disappointing. I would have thought, it's not a low-cost keyboard. I'll put the ad in a link down below to this video in the notes section, along with the Logitech and possibly the mechanical one too, if I can find that ad on Amazon again. It's been a while, just so you can compare them if you'd like in terms of price. But I would have hoped they would have included the batteries. I'll leave that open and I'll go look for it. It does have an on-off switch back here. It's clearly visible. Let's see what it's got on here. It has an on-off switch as well up in the corner of the keyboard. It's a standard full-size keyboard. I do not see a way of elevating it further. Like if you look at the Logitech one, it has a little piece here, but this one does have a pretty good little extension already built onto it. But this one, it's a bit higher, I think. Let me compare the two. Yeah, a little bit. Not a lot, but it's the Logitech one gets a nice angle to it because you do have these little feet that you can raise up, but also the feet break, as I've had happen with another keyboard that I had that was very similar to the Logitech. But a bit nice if they would have included that here, so you can extend it. I see no way of doing that right now. Like I said, it's a full-size keyboard. It has no RGB. It has standard keys. It has a numeric pad built on, so it's full size, including numeric pad. Looks like a standard layout. I don't see any peculiar differences with it. The full up to F12. It has a separate key for print screen, pause, and a couple of others here as well. All standard. Has control, a function, win key, and alt key. The function key is not on the Logitech. At least I don't see it clearly. I think they do it with the alt key when they're trying to get to alternate choices on the keyboard. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Whereas this one has a separate alt key here. Does it reduce any of the keys? Let me see. Because of that, yeah, you got a reduced space key because they made room for the alt key on the keyboards. That's something to keep in mind. So it's a little bit shorter than I normally would like to see. But other than that, it seems appropriate. Surprisingly, it has no company name on it. I could not find it anywhere on here. It has a model number, HW305-3, made in China, but it doesn't have an actual manufacturer or company name who's selling this. Okay. Let me get some batteries, let me put them into it, and then I'll test it out. I'm going to try the different keys. I'm going to compare the two on this one, which I'll do a screen capture of the output of what I'm typing. And I'm also going to do a distance test. I've already done that distance test on the Logitech. I didn't want to do it for both because I hadn't opened this up yet. I wanted to open it on screen. But I already got the results of this, and I'll show that as I start the distance test, in terms of the wireless, that is. This is supposed to be good for, according to the ad, up to 33 feet. Yeah, 10 meters or 33 feet. So we'll see if it approaches that. It's going to be hard to do it here because I can't go outside. We had a big snowstorm the other day, and there's too much snow out there, and I don't want to carry it. Normally, if I was going to do a distance test from my desk here, I'd open up the back door and go out into the yard, but I can't do that today. So I'll have to simulate it a little bit differently than that. Let me get this thing working, and then I'll set it up, and I'll start doing the screen capture. Okay, this is a typing test. I'm going to start with the Logitech keyboard first. Well, I'm used to this keyboard, so it doesn't seem like any surprise. Just trying different things here. And I'll compare that when I switched over to the other keyboards. The mouse, as I expect, it's quite predictable. I can move around very easily. It's got nice movement to it. And so it's a familiar keyboard. That's why I picked it to do the comparison to. Okay, let me now switch over to the Chesona. Okay, now I put the batteries in. It actually was 3 AAA batteries that had to go in there. 1 into the mouse and 2 into the keyboard. Plugged it in into the USB port on the PC. And here's the mouse moving here. Moves pretty good. It's at least on par with the Logitech. I don't see any complaints at all there. Let me come down to here. Let's try the typing thing. That's pretty good. No complaints about that at all. Let me see. Keypad, the numeric keypad. Some special characters here. Do some numbers. Hit a few returns. You know, that's pretty good. I actually like the feel of it. Hitting both keys at the same time. And it's a much more solid push than the Logitech on the keys. The keys almost, if it wasn't the fact that they were so short, they would actually look like they were mechanical. They're arranged in that particular size. But they're not mechanical. They are still just push. And I'll show, after I do these testing, I'll show by pulling a key off of each one and looking inside. So I expect that they will be the same. That's pretty good. I would give a slight edge to the Chesona, actually. I like it. Okay, now I'm going to do the distance test. Here's the results of the distance test of the Logitech. It did very well up to 15 feet about. Started to drop characters at 16 and dropped more at 18 and even more at 20 feet. Didn't even see the 20 written down that I had typed. So that's where I ended it. So I am going to get up and walk those distances again and do the typing test on the Chesona. And we'll see how that does. So I'll come over here right now and I'll do the first one. I can do the first one because I'm at that distance. So I like the scrolling on the mouse too. It's not bad at all. It's very, very precise and jumps down predictable amount with each little tactile click. Not a click, but you can feel it in your fingers that it hit a resting spot. So I'll say here 4 feet. And then I'll hit return. And then I'll go around and do all the rest. I'll leave this running as I do that. Okay, I did the same distance. I went all the way out to 40 feet. And it dropped off a little bit. It looks like starting at 22 feet. 24 looked good. 26 dropped off. 28 dropped off. 30, it looks like I picked up characters in there. It dropped 32, 34, and 36 though, and then picked up again at 38. I guess I caught a right signal there. So I guess predictably I would say this was good till 20 feet, which means it exceeded that of the Logitech in terms of distance. Now a lot of it has to do with the computer itself, and its ability to actually respond to the keyboard. But obviously the transmitter on this is pretty strong. I think they're, in the ballpark of what they said, because I did have a half a wall starting at about 12 feet I had to go around the corner through a doorway, so there's like a half a wall in the way. Okay, so that concludes the distance test now. Okay, here are the two keyboards next to each other. The bottom one is the Logitech, the top one is the Chesona. I also forgot to mention it did come with a user manual, but most of what's covered in here is troubleshooting. It also tells you how to set it up so that the Windows key can work for either the Mac or a PC. So there's a keystroke combination they have you go through. What I'm going to do now is, let me measure how high they are at their maximum height off the thing. This one here, down, looks like it's about 1.25 inches is the maximum that it can go up. And this one here, looks like that's only about 3/4 of an inch. Logitech can come up a little bit further because it has the piece, and you can lower the Logitech if you drop those two down so it goes pretty much flat to the desk. There's no way to make this one flat, or you can't even change its elevation. The mouse, I actually like the mouse a lot, as I said when I looked at it. I like the size of it, nice and pretty even. Standard little business keys on it, nothing else. And the Logitech one is a little bit smaller, and it's just a matter of personal preference, I think. Okay, let me pop a key here and see what it looks like. I got a tool that's made just for that. Always have a PC toolkit. Get it up underneath there. Pulls it right out. Plastic, standard. Bring it up to the camera and you can take a look. So a standard little plastic push button here. Okay, see, it should go back without any problems. It snaps in. Let me see, does it show on the screen? Well, you can turn it on, I guess. Yeah, it's working, it's still working. It says negative on the screen. Times, okay, we're good. Turn that back off again. Let's pop the Logitech one. Probably the same kind of thing. The Logitech has a slightly different type of plastic to it. Doesn't have that little white piece. That may be a little bit sturdier, but you never can tell with plastic. In terms of the hole, you see down inside there, you gotta reach in there to push it. Can't get it with what I have right now, but it's a standard little push button that the center of this key is getting to. And we should be able to just push it back in place. Yep, so now that's back in place. Let me get the mechanical keyboard and I'll show you the difference. Okay, here's a mechanical keyboard that I have as a backup. I'll put this in the middle here. This is not a full-size keyboard. It has RGB on it too. Not fully configurable RGB. It gives a backlighting of different colors on different keys. I'm not going to connect it right now. This is not wireless either. It is a wired one. But this is a full mechanical. Got long, deep keys to it. You try pulling off one of these keys, it's pretty straightforward. Comes right off. That's high quality. You see it in terms of here. It's really got a nice switch to it. Totally different thing. Surprisingly, based upon the prices I see on Amazon as the time that I filmed this keyboard here is only about $5 cheaper than that one. So that's something to keep in mind. But this one does not come with a mouse. So you have to buy the mouse separately. So you have to keep that in mind. But usually the mechanical keyboards have keys that are very easy to come on and off as such. And I like the feel of a mechanical keyboard. Like I said, the one that I have, the Cooler Master one with a backlight, and I can change the backlight to whatever color I want on that one. This one is a little more tricky. That one works fine, but this is my backup to that if that were to ever fail. Okay, so that's a quick physical review of what I have here. Okay, that covers this review of this Chesona wireless keyboard and mouse combination. I think it did fairly well. I'm a little concerned about the value though, based upon the price that I see on Amazon today. It is considerably higher than a Logitech, as you will see if you click on the links below and take a look for yourself. Now, it does have a better feel to it, both the keyboard and the mouse. I like the feel of both of them over that of the Logitech. However, I'm not sure it's worth that amount of difference in investment. So it'll really be up to you. But it did well. You also got to see a mechanical keyboard, which, a lot of people, that's the only thing they will use. I can go with that or one that simulates it, which is the one that I have on my main workstation. This keyboard here, I can't really raise it up too much, but it's a Cooler Master keyboard that simulates mechanical feel and has a nice backlight to it that I can change to various colors. Anyway, hopefully you got something out of this video, and if you did, you'd at least consider subscribing to my channel. That would be very helpful. And until the next time, take care, be healthy, be safe.